You know how you hear you have to give it to yourself before you can receive it. You've heard me say that, but you hear everybody saying that. Anybody who's, it's like the laws of the universe. It's simply what you put out is what you get back wherever you're vibrating at. So if you're not vibrating at self-love, you're not going to get love back. It's like you have to love yourself like you want others to love you. You can say it so many different ways, and we hear it a million different ways. And you hear me talk about how we can be so tangled and muddled up inside where it is like having conflicting beliefs, where if you believe, oh, but I'm supposed to be the martyr. Oh, I'm supposed to please others. Oh, I'm supposed to blah, 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 blah. Well, that's conflicting with self-love, right? That's not loving oneself. And so then why am I not getting love? Well, because you're not loving yourself, right? Like, so you have to unravel those things so that you can see clearly and understand what you're doing and what you're calling in and why, so you can have everything you want. And so we all talk about it, and it can seem so easy because it can be so easy, and yet we make it so difficult because we can't seem to get clear within oneself. And so, to see all these confusions. And so oftentimes people look at it like they're being punished, or it's just not working for them, or all these things. And again, it's simply because there is a conflicting belief or an illusion or confusion or delusion, or who the fuck knows what's going on in half your heads. And so if that's the case, then you can't see why you can't get what you want. And yet it's always right there. You hear people say it's always right there. Esther Hicks talks about it like, she says something like, they're always in the vortex, or what you want is instantly given to you. You just have to get there. It's that idea. What they were showing me, my guides, was, it was like the idea of people want love, right? That matching partner, that vibration. Well, you're always getting that. You're always getting it. And yet it's not what you want because you haven't resolved something within you that you're not seeing to resolve so that you can get the replica you really want. So what parts of you are you not fully loving and accepting? And so there's that. And so it was showing something like doing that cleanup work, but then there's still that last hinge where it's like, until you learn, you don't learn. So it's right there, it's ready, it's waiting, it's available whenever you're ready. But you're not ready until you're ready, right? Until you've done your work and you're vibrating. And so I get what you want. And so they showed me, they put me in this instance, and it was like they sent somebody in who I thought I was supposed to, it was like martyr myself for, help heal them, all these things, which was like, what? No, that's none of our jobs, right? Especially if they're not asking. And so it was this like entanglement where it was like I was shown at one point about this person. So I thought, oh, then I, quote, have to, right? Which, again, this was a confusion and delusion within me. And so it's not like I was being punished. It was like I made that choice because I wasn't clear within myself. This is what we talk about, always moving from your heart, right? Moving from your truth, moving from unconditional love, which can confuse people because so many people misunderstand what love feels like, looks like, sounds like, right? And so they want to label it, capture it, understand it, and then they like force you to follow the rules that they have placed on that term. And when you don't follow those rules they've placed on that term, then you're not doing that, right? And it's like, oh, good. It's just, it's a disaster. And so it's like always just a chance for us to see, well, we're not doing what we want. So in this instance where I wasn't loving me, where that confusion was, delusion was, where that entanglement was, to release it or integrate it or transform it, however you want to talk about it, you got to figure that out so that you can then receive what it is that you desire. But you can't receive what it is you desire if you're not giving it to yourself. And so it can be annoying to hear that, right? But if I wasn't loving myself enough, being kind enough and gentle enough on myself to understand and unravel that, then I could be stuck with people I don't want to be with, but because I thought I had to be because of some illusion or delusion, that I had to be the martyr, or I had to heal them, or I had to blah. What? Who made you God? Who, what? Right? And we can get confused. And so it takes a lot of unraveling sometimes. Sometimes some of my knots have been so deeply ingrained in me that it was a lot of unweaving to get all the way back. Because I was like, where did this come from? Well, it came from this. Well, where'd that come from? Well, it came from this. Well, where the fuck did that come from? Well, it's like, oh my God, you have 112 million beliefs that are wrong. And they're all entangled up and building on one another. You have to unravel them all, remove them all. Or up-level, to a new belief and make that more dominant. It depends. I really do think it depends on each person. How many you got, where you're stuck. If you're stuck in a lot of places, that it's like each person is their own blueprint, their own, how can I explain that better? Like sometimes you'll hear me say like, scrap it all, like nothing's working out. Well, if nothing's working out, there's likely more than one misunderstanding, mishinged, wrong belief that is interfering with all of these manifestations. What is it? What's the thread? Is it one thread running through, or is it a lot of threads running through? And so that takes time. It takes time to look at all that if you want to, right? If you want, like you've heard me say so many times, for me, I want to feel good. And so I got to figure out why the fuck I don't feel good. And so I always take a look when it's like, what's going on? What is the problem? What's the problem? Right? What am I lying to myself about? What horrible things am I saying to myself, right? Sometimes we're really beating ourselves. Oh, right. Okay. They're showing me about perfectionism. They were showing me that earlier, how we can get, like I can stagnate myself. So we understand that in order to decipher, you must experience. You have to be able to experience it, to live it, to try it out, to decide, right? It's like buying clothes, right? You look at it, it looks good, you think you like it, you go to put it on, you're like, oh my God, this looks horrible on me. This is not for me. This is the wrong clothing for me, which is an important thing to do. Oftentimes people are like, oh my God, something's wrong with me. No, let's take it easy. Let's not add more knots up in here. And so we have to figure out what we do like. And in order to figure out what we do like, we have to try it on. We have to experience it. We have to live with it. We have to understand what it is we do or don't like about it. And so we're constantly doing this. And so if you're a perfectionist, that can stagnate you. Like sometimes we have had so many things topple us, or so many things go, quote, wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong. It doesn't. If you hear what I'm saying in this instance, we can understand it that way. You have to understand. You have to experience to understand, to decide. And so it's not that it went wrong. It was you decided that's not for you. And so you figured out why that's not for you. You clearly didn't see why right off the bat, or at least you didn't listen to those red flags, and they just got louder. So now you know. And so it's okay. It's okay. Now you know. And they were showing with perfectionist, they were showing a few people that I know that are like this, that and they related it to me in that it's like I have gotten toppled so many times because I don't consider myself a perfectionist. And yet they were showing me lumped in with other people that I do consider as perfectionists, and how I've gotten toppled so many times that at some point you're like, forget it. Let me just figure it out perfectly before I jump back in. Because you're so exhausted, you're like, I don't want another fail. I don't want another fall down. I don't want another mistake. And again, all the wrong words based on what I just told you. Yet our mind can trick us or trap us or confuse us in that way. And then we attempt to figure it out. And it can be damn near impossible unless we go and live and experience. Try it. It's like have that leap of faith, right? And of course, with discernment, with your current knowing, we only know what we know at the current time, but then you have to experience more to know more, to integrate more, to up-level more. And so it's that fine line, it's that balance, it's, putting it all into play. And they're still having me get stuck on this sticky perfectionist. Yeah, perfectionists can get stuck and stagnant there, where it's like they want to set it all up perfectly before they dive in or before they choose. And it's like, well, unfortunately, that's just not how it works. And that just doesn't follow the laws of the universe. You have to already be vibrating there. So you have to live an experience and keep choosing and deciding. You can't, well, that's not true that you can't, but I think you hear what I'm saying here. Don't get yourself stuck and trapped, because you can find yourself in a holding pattern or a waiting pattern that eventually becomes too stuck and too stagnant and difficult to get unstuck and unstagnant, because you've built the momentum of being stuck and stagnant and waiting to perfect. And so it goes back to that balance thing, right? It's fine to imagine. It's important to imagine. It's important to decide. It's important to then imagine what you do want once you've experienced. All these things come into play. All of them do. But it's learning how to balance them all, deciding when it's important to do what, recognize what you're doing when, if you're avoiding or if you're choosing, if you're deciding or if you're being pressured. All these things, where your intentions come from. In any case, I thought it was a good example where we'll trip ourselves up, where it's not even like self-sabotage, it's conflicting beliefs. You think you're supposed to be a martyr and you want this over here. Well, you can't be a martyr and have that over there. Which is it? Right? It's like, are you going to sacrifice yourself? You're going to be the martyr? You're going to self-sacrifice? Or are you going to love yourself and love your life and honor yourself in your life and choose you? And it's like, sometimes when we can simplify it down and see it that clearly, we're like, son of a bitch, I've been avoiding myself all this time. I've been hurting myself all this time. I've been avoiding what I've desired all this time. Not because it's not what I wanted, not because of all the shit people told me. It's because I had these two fucking stupid conflicting beliefs that were stagnating me and keeping me forever in the wash cycle. Right? It's like that bleeding heart. But it's also like, I'm still not getting it all out. They also want me to talk about how, but this is why the universe is always standing where you want and calling you there and encouraging you to go there. And yet you have to go there. You have to love yourself, but you have to learn it. You have to learn it, because if you don't, like if it's just handed to us, we won't appreciate it. We won't understand it. We won't know how to continue to vibrate there. We won't know how to nurture it. We won't know how to maintain it, to love it, to really appreciate and give grace and gratitude and thanks for helping us see it so clearly, and knowing that I hate to say this, but sometimes it is like knowing that, oh yeah, it was a struggle to get here. It did take me a while to pivot and truly see that clearly. And now that I do, I don't want to have to go through that again. I'm going to continue to love me and figure out how to do that consistently and give myself the grace when I slip, but understand that that's always the goal and the intention. And the reason I say I hate to say that is it doesn't always have to be a struggle, fuss, and fight. But for some of us, if we keep slipping and we keep making the same mistake over and over again, you've heard me say I used to run into the fire all the time and then have to be in the hospital and then run into the fire. It's that they kept showing that constantly. It was like, oh my God, something's wrong. And it's like, yeah, there's a mishinge somewhere. There's a misunderstanding somewhere. And if we can't figure that out, it's like if we can't learn, because that's what it is. If we can't learn, then it is the idea of you're going to go insane, because you're going to keep doing it and you don't want to do it, but you don't know why you can't stop doing it, and you keep doing it and you don't want to do it and you can't seem to stop doing it, you see, and it's like, oh dear God, right? And so, yeah, we certainly make it more difficult. Thanks so much for tuning in and listening. You can now purchase an audio journey with me using the link below.